The Summer I Turned Pretty Season 3, Episode 6, Last Name, which featured Conrad Fisher's point of view last week, completely rekindles Belly's long-standing feelings for her first love. It's not just that she's attracted to him physically. She is recalling his former self. The two most significant plots of the season clash in this episode. Conrad, Christopher Briney, persuades Laurel, Jackie Chung, to make amends with her daughter and go to Belly's bridal shower, while Belly, Lola Tung, struggles with the magnitude of the Adam-sponsored wedding. As Jeremiah's, Gavin Casalegno, desperate attempt to impress, and even become like, his father unwittingly drives him farther and farther away from Belly, one brother rises while the other sinks. Some of the season's other plotlines are beginning to feel like feared filler, even if this episode included some of the season's more powerful emotional scenes, particularly Belly and Laurel's reunion, a sequence I truly enjoyed. The show's main plot is very different from Taylor and her mother's financial difficulties, Stephen's, Sean Kaufman, and Taylor's, Rain Spencer, tumultuous relationship, and even Stephen's new business plan with Denise, Isabella Briggs. This is unfortunate because in the first two seasons of the show, Stephen and Taylor's tales felt more organically integrated. Their personalities appeal to me, and I even believe they would make a nice couple. Despite the fact that their infidelity at the start of Season 3 has somewhat soured me toward them, I find that I become disinterested anytime the plot turns to either of them. The most significant romantic relationship in the program, aside from the Fisher-Conklin love triangle, is that between Stephen and Taylor. By now, shouldn't I be more concerned about them? Time is of the essence, and each moment spent with them is an opportunity to avoid intensifying the conflict between Conrad, Jeremiah, and Belly. There are still 5 episodes left, and the wedding is only a few weeks away, so any significant change in the triangle needs to feel earned and believable. The jaw-dropping restroom scene in The Summer I Turned Pretty Season 3, Episode 6 was definitely a highlight. It was the ideal accompaniment to the famous fruit stand scene from last week. As Belly assists Conrad in cleaning a wound on his leg that he got while surfing, it's her turn to lose herself in the moment this time. The atmosphere is a lot like the peach buying scenario. Down Belly's perspective, we are seeing this moment with Conrad. She is lingeringly looking at his eyes, his mouth, and the water flowing down his hair. Points of contact are highlighted by the camera, emphasizing how those touches affect Belly's poise. One of those moments that feels like a life-altering one occurs when he leans into her. The show really shines when it comes to this kind of comparison, the constant romance between Belly and Conrad. The relationship between Belly and Jeremiah has never been able to adequately convey the chemistry and slow-burning tension between Tung's Belly and Briney's Conrad. That gets more obvious the longer this season goes on. It's easier to forget the show's other flaws after scenes like this. Who gives a damn about Stephen and Taylor's strangely timed plotlines, Laurel's inaction in response to Belly's decision not to travel to Paris, or Jeremiah's annoying personality? Everything else disappears when love desire is this strong. The more Belly gets to know Conrad, the more she begins to feel like herself again, even though I still believe that she has lost her agency as a character, thanks in large part to Jeremiah. Conrad Fisher, a complex and captivating character created by Jenny Han, is a model romantic hero who supports his love interest rather than destroying her. Even if Belly and Jeremiah are the ones organizing their wedding, this most recent episode of The Summer I Turned Pretty demonstrates that Season 3 is unquestionably Conrad Fisher's season. If Han still wants us to support Jeremiah in any way, it's not working. Conrad's attempts at celibacy and housework are halted when his father, Adam, calls to talk about the wedding. Conrad pretends that he and Jerry haven't talked about it in order to defend himself. Conrad reflects on his father's problems and more. Adam was once someone he looked up to, but the way he treated Susanna and cheated on her has made him a fallen hero. Conrad decides to stay away from Belly as much as possible prior to the wedding because he clearly doesn't want to be an Adam 2.0. In order to impress his father, Taylor must remain a little later than planned when he picks up Jerry in Boston for a vacation to cousins for the 4th of July weekend. Regarding Stephen, who is going to New York for the vacation, he makes fun of her. Jeremiah inquires about Belly's well-being from the viewpoint of her closest friend. Although Taylor makes an effort to be understanding, it's obvious that she believes Belly has a lot on her plate. Then Stephen appears, accompanied by Denise, who appears to be the only female intern who shrewdly keeps things going. Taylor praises Stephen for helping her with her mother, and they are left alone to uncomfortably talk that he is right when he assumes that she saved Lucinda's salon with her money from New York. With flirtatious smiles, they say goodbye as Taylor's mother calls. Unfortunately, Taylor had to go assist Lucinda and skip cousins because the salon's inspection was rescheduled, which is why she was calling. Taylor promises to throw a fantastic engagement party when she calls Belly. And Steven said he'd come, which is a significant win for both females. As Belly finds some Pop-Tarts in the cupboard for breakfast, she and Conrad finally end up in the same room at the same time. There is more awkward banter between ex-lovers. At last, Belly queries when Conrad's returning to California. He instructs her to eat whatever he buys but doesn't provide a direct response. She owns what is his. Jeremiah waits for his father to leave the workplace so he can board the train. Unable to avoid trouble, Jerry senses a connection between Steven and Denise. However, Steven is too focused on Taylor to see their evident chemistry. Jeremiah volunteers when Adam stops by to ask the interns to look at the finances for a big project, postponing his return to Cousins. Jeremiah tells Adam that the statistics don't add up after spending hours reviewing spreadsheets. Cousins. Belly rides her bike to run wedding-related errands after Conrad declines to give her a lift, attempting to keep his word to stay away from her. His VO reflects on how typical it is for Belly to fix issues quickly. He recalls lending her his bike one day when they were kids so she could stay up with the lads. He makes the decision to pursue his childhood buddy and ultimately attempt to assist her. When Belly goes to a bakery, she tells the baker about Jeremiah's ideal wedding cake, and the baker estimates that a dark chocolate mirror-glazed confection will cost $750. She reduces their ideal to cupcakes as Jeremiah is unavailable to discuss the budget. Belly is picked up by Conrad after he discovers her on the street, loaded with parcels. As they talk about plans, the heated atmosphere gives way to additional memories of Conrad's priceless stamp collection from his early years. He acknowledges being a geek. Conrad is weakened by the jokes and consents to accompany her to the flower shop, thereby spending more time with her.